Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Basking Broodscale combo on the play for game one. So we have the Broodscale, so we have half the combo. We actually have both halves, we just are missing a green source. We have multiple payouts. The biggest thing is we just need to draw into a green source, which we have 9 hits, 10 hits off the top right now. Bit risky, but we'll keep. Yeah, especially on the play, it feels a bit rough, but if we can make it work, we're off to the races. We'll pass. Hits off the top. Forest to forest equivalent, so 10 hits there. K command to let us dig a bit deeper to the Ragavan. Would love to do that now. Ooh, hello. Trigger. So I can do one of two things. We can play the Broodscale and set up. Now, this looks to be either Zoo or looks to be whatchamacallit. Actually, I guess I don't have to even play the Ballista. Either Zoo or Energy. We can block with the Construct. Begin combat. Make a construct. It is a construct. That's fine. Monkey hits. That means they don't have that piece of removal for Broodscale. Monkey finds what? Ugin's Lab. That's fine. Marsh Flats. I mean, they need another piece of removal. Raven Charm? Yeah, that was by and large the worst case scenario. Draw. Lab. So we could just go Ballista here and ping down the Ragavan. Otherwise, we can play the Broodscale. I guess we can play the Ballista and Stirrings. Let's start with that. We'll go Windswept Teeth. Fetch Stirrings. More Saga. I mean, Saga will get us to where we need to be, so I'll play Saga, or grab Saga, any order. Really don't want Ragavan hitting me, so we're gonna go Ballista. Arid Mesa for Johnny. Johnny resolves. Combat. Go to blocks. Block the Ragavan. Ragavan down. And draw. Lighted Halfling. Cast Halfling. Play Saga. We still have a payout in the way of Ugin, so I'm fine kind of just sitting here for a bit. Fetch Arid Mesa. Elegant Parlor. Flage. Fable. Fable's fine. We'll take 2 down to 15. We don't care about what our life total is as long as we win. So that's a non-issue. Draw. Ballista. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we just hold Ballista then. We hold Ugin. No reason to do much else here, I don't think. I guess we could play Ballista. Actually, it's not a bad idea now I think about it. Another Ugin. X2. That way we can ping down a Johnny if needed. Yeah. Not my preferred choice, but is a thing we can do. Also make our construct a bit bigger. Elegant Parlor. 1 card in hand. They pitch a card to yard. Fable trigger. Pitches Ragavan Arena for 2 fresh cards. Voice of Victory's fine. Combat. I'll take the 4 down to 11. I mean, if they have no interaction here, we win. I guess I could have blocked the Goblin Shaman. End step. Make a construct. Trigger. Float. Blade of the Blood Chief. Cast Broodscale. Equip to Broodscale. Remove, ping the cat. Triggers. Always yield. And this should just be GG's. You flip the Johnny, that's fine. Always yes. Always yield. So at this point, we just make this infinitely big. We grow the Ballista infinitely big. And ping you down. Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. Voice of Victory. So the main thing that I'm worried about in this matchup from energy is Clarion Conqueror. So we definitely want Dismember in. TKS could be worth it. We escape Battle Mage, kind of if. So if Clarion Conqueror, All's Dust is good here. Devour's solid. I mean, we could cut Fleshrake Ballista because Ugin's decent, Dust is decent. Yeah, let's do Emrakul. And we'll say Ugin. The All's Dust is solid. Do you want anything else in on this matchup? Because we can cut 2 payoffs. Can't cut too much else after that, though. I guess the halflings are cuttable. I don't think Thief is necessary. Or Wayscape. TKS could be argued. I think we run it back like this. They have a lot of ways to interact with TKS though, so not as confident in that. Alright, on the draw for game 2. And we have the Saga. We have Devour to find us a green source. We have payoffs. Yeah, let's keep it. Reveal Devourer and pass. Sacred Foundry Shock. Is that a Ragavan? It's a Ocelot Pride. That's fine. Trigger. Need a green source. No green sources, but we find the Blade. That's a little bit awkward. Like, we want the Blade, yeah, but we want to be able to play our cards. I'm going to say no to all. Halfling, you're not doing it either. Hold the Dismember. Combat, we'll take the 1. And I knew this was risky, to be fair. We have 10 hits off the top. Also take any soul land, so it's really 18. 18 hits is acceptable. Bombardment. That gets out of hand really quickly with the cat, so I'm gonna take the 4. I don't want to, but I think it's necessary. And draw green source. It is a green source. Breeding Bull Shock. Halfling. And pass. We don't have a Ballista to start it, so we need another land. There's a Johnny, so they're going to utilize... They're going to ping down the Halfling, basically. I definitely need a soul land now. Ping Halfling. Flip. And then up a Johnny, or rather 0 Johnny, ping Halfling. Yes. Not much I can do about that. Draw. Float for Blade. The problem now is playing the Broodscale just means it dies. So there's no point in me doing so. We've just bricked on lands. Well, I knew it was risky, but I was hopeful in the odds. I mean, yeah, we just have to pass at this point. I physically can't do anything. Funny enough, if I had a land right now, I'd be willing to play the Broodscale and then equip and pass because, no, Johnny would still kill it without having a sack, right? Yeah, we'll just pass. Damn. So, again, we're looking for a soul land at this point, so 8 hits off the top. And pass. Johnny, 3 to 10. Theoretical, 2 to 11. Down to 9. A theoretical 7. Theoretical 6. Why not play that before activating a Johnny? Interesting. Now they can ping at instant speed as well. Another Blade. We'll concede. Yeah, we just did not see the lands we needed. Alright. We took a risk. It did not go well. I do wonder if maybe Thief is fine here. So, like, we cut a Gemstone. We bring in a couple Thief. Cut Flesh Ray, cut Ballista. And then run it back like this. Yeah. 3. 9. So we still have the minimum number we need for our payouts, as well as our lab fodder. On the play for game 3. Yeah, we have everything we need. It goes down to 6. We're going to start off with a halfling. Reveal Devourer. Well, there's a payout. There's Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4. It won't be enough. I mean, I think we go for the Ballista. I mean, theoretically speaking, we could just turn 3 and go for Devourer on 2, right? Play. No, we can't actually do it next turn. We need 1 more mana. So in that case, if I go Ballista X1. No, we'd need Ballista X1 plus Blade. Yes. Done. Bladed Blood Chief. Pass. Alright, we're set up at this point. Pride to Yard. So I imagine they're looking for interaction. Playing an X1 here is just not an option for them. Passing. Draw. I mean, I have no reason to fire off right now, so Ancient Stirrings. We can't play the K command, unfortunately. We can grab a second Basking Broodscale, though. Any order. Did opponent just scoop? Opponent scoops. Apparently they had no interaction. I mean, with the second Basking Broodscale, we play the Misty Rainforest, we fetch, we play the first equip, and then we can just start going off from there. So, solid win. Alright, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep this. I mean, we just need the Basking Broodscale and a payoff. We have ways to dig with Ancient Stirrings. We could go Delighted Halfling on 1. But it might just be better Sigardizate. So this is Hammer. Okay. I will start with... I think we start with Urza Saga. Trigger, pass, and pass. Next turn, I think we go Ugin Lab so we can start making Construct as blockers. Cloud. So, Cloud finds Hammer. Yes. Trigger. Imprint. So again, at least we have a blocker now. Saga of their own. Okay. Pure Steel Paladin. Thankfully it doesn't have haste. Begin combat. Is this an X1? It is an X1. Attack. Make a construct. Play Hammer. Draw a card off of Pure Steel. Dragonfire Blade. Okay. Trigger. Draw. Equip the Cloud. Hexproof from Monocolor for 3. Does it have any other text? No. I don't feel horribly inclined to block this then. I don't know why they did that in that order. I'll just take the hit. Trigger. There's the Broodscale. Blade of the Blood Chief. So I can play the Broodscale, I can equip, but then we can't do anything thereafter is the problem. We don't have any way to start the process. So I'm thinking we just fire off the Ancient Stirrings then. Yeah, that might just be right. Then we kind of just end up in a similar position though, right? Where we just kind of sit there trying to figure out a way to pop off of Basking Broodscale. The alternative is to play the Broodscale to equip and set up for next turn. That might be right. Yeah. Because now if we equip this, it puts him into an awkward position to attack. Because no matter what, we'll block the construct and then just start buffing the Broodscale. Saga Trigger. I don't think they have removal main. So this feels safe enough. The question is whether or not we just die on the spot, right? Saga Trigger. 2 unknowns in hand, 1 hammer. Red, colorless, Corey Steel Cut. So they can give Cloud Trample now. That is actually a bit concerning. Equips it to Cloud. So it's now a 5/4. It'll become a 15/4. We can mitigate 2 damage. If they attack the Pure Steel in addition, then we'll be at 1. Yes. Colossus Hammer. Yeah, that's awkward. The Corey Steel Cut throws everything off. Oh, interesting. It makes 2 monks. Oh. Draw a card. Equip. So, yep. 15/4. Again, we can mitigate. So 17, we can mitigate 2 down to 15 down to 1. So right now we are at 1 life as it stands. Esper Sentinel's fine. Go to blocks. Down to 3. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. So we're going to be able to play the Ugin. We can pay for the Esper Sentinel, so that's irrelevant. We can exile whatever threats they have on board. And we'll want to Ancient Stirrings at some point as well. Yep, you'll just equip everything to Sentinel, that's fine. Draw. No payout. So at this point, we'll play the Ugin. Or do we play Stirrings first? At the very least, I want to pay for the Sentinel. So I'll go to at least 12. So yeah, let's fire off the Stirrings. I'm trying to think of what else we'd want. I think Stirrings is the only really thing of relevance. So yeah, Stirrings, trigger, yes. I mean, there's Allah's Dust, and Allah's Dust will clean it up. So Dust, any order, and basically we just fire off Amalia. Cast Dust, triggers, and Bone scoops it up. Alright. And for game 1. I mean, another example where Dust just feels great. Dust has definitely impressed me in this list. Alright, we play that correctly. I'm trying to think about their sideboard, though, what they're going to be bringing in. We at the very least want Wastegate Battle Mage. So we'll bring in Wastegate. Probably want Dismember, maybe Thief of Existence. So like, what can we cut here? We want the Allah's Dust. We can cut some number of halflings if we really need. Yeah, there's a reason why we brought in the one breeding pool, so we can fetch blue if needed. It's not something that I'll normally go after, but sometimes it's relevant. Do we want Thief of Existence for this matchup? Or do we just want Dismember? Also, do we want to cut Halfling, or do we want to cut a Stirrings? I feel like we want to cut a Stirrings. Just bring in the Dismember and call it there. Yeah, let's try this. That's one thing I will say about this deck. There's just so few flex slots where like we have the ability to cut too many cards. I'll say I kind of pigeonholed myself a little bit with the 7-mana die spells for the lab food. But I mean, we've seen how the lab can benefit this deck. So I'll try to figure out if Halfling's right, though. On the draw for game 2. I mean, we're just looking for the 2 pieces of the engine, but like Flesh Raker and the Flesh Raker could be good here. I think we just go Ballistax 1-on-1. Yeah, we can ping the Esper Sentinel down. Alright, well, there's the blade. Grab the blade. Draw. Lab. Imprint. Ballista X1. And pass. So with the Flesh Rake and the blade, basically we more or less create machine gun, right? All other creatures will die to Ballista next turn. They can draw a card, that's whatever. Now the Esper Sentinel, I guess they'll draw 2 cards, sure. I'll take the 1, I guess 3 if they really want. I'll take the 3. We're gonna clear their board. Draw, K command. Let's start with E-Temp. One. Blade. Triggers resolve. I'll not. I'll not. Yes. No. No. Trigger. Always yield. Equip to Ballista. Always yield. Cast Ballista for 0. Yes. So now we'll ping down the Sentinel. We'll ping down the Sentinel. We'll sacrifice the spawn. And ping down the monk. Go to combat. And hold. Saga trigger. So any X1s die on impact, basically. I guess we could have held the Ballista X3, but keeping their board clear seems good. I don't think anything that they have has haste. So like they can set up, but we'll be able to just clear it next turn with this K command. Opponent's tinkin. I mean, what are you tinking about? Like I said, any X1's dead on sight. Any X2 I can kill next turn. I guess they can make a monk have haste, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Unfortunately, I don't think there is a reflexive trigger to where I can ping the monk before the Corey Steelcut equips. I don't think there's a time in between, but I could be wrong. Alright, they find a Stoneforge. That's fine. Finds a hammer, I imagine. I'm thinking I K command X2 next turn to try and find a Basking Broodscale. Because if you find a Basking Broodscale, we just win. Corey Steelcut, okay. You can't cast it. Alright. Draw. Forest. So I'm gonna start with K command X equals 2. Gonna scry draw. And done. Trigger. Wayscape Battle Mage. Yeah, we'll take that. And top. Triggers. Forest. Kick All-Star Wayscape Battle Mage. And opponents, I guess, assuming that I drew into a Broodscale and conceding. Either that. Yep. Alright. I mean, we Wayscape Battle Mage, we hit the Saga. This grows the Ballista. We ping down Mystic. And then we tack in for another, what, 4? And actually, we might have lethal on board now that I think about it. Yeah, I think we do. Because, yeah, Wayscape, Exile Saga. So that'll be 4, 5, 6. And then we have 7, 8. Leaves 2, ping 2. Alright, let's see. Actually, let me see here. So Wayscape comes in, they go down to 10. There'll be 2 spawns left over. We sack both spawns, we grow Ballista to 4. We hit them for 6, down to 4, then Ballista is lethal. Yep. So not bad. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. I mean, we have 1/2 of the engine. Yeah, let's set up. We have a payoff. No way to search. Gemstone Caverns. Exiling what? What did you exile? Eh. Ugins Lab. Okay. So it could be Eldrazi Ram, could be one of my versions. I'm glad that I have gotten Gemstone to kind of take off. We'll pass. Ugins Lab. Imprinting. Emrakul Aeon's Torn. Ooh, interesting. Could be Eldrazi turns. Cast Ancient Stirrings. There's the Blade of the Bloodchief. Any order. So I'm thinking we go E-Temp. Do we play the Blade? I'll play the Blade. I'll equip the Blade. And pass. Paying cost. What? Calibrated Blast. Oh, I'm getting an emergency alert. Thunderstorm warning in effect until 12:45. 80-mile-per-hour winds. Take shelter in sturdy building away from windows. Alright. Well, that's reassuring. Thankfully the wind doesn't seem too bad here right now, but definitely going to keep an eye out on that. We currently are in the middle of a tornado warning. Do you have another Calibrated Blast? Because if so, I'm going to cry. Alright, draw. There's the Flesh Rake. So, Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi. So if I go Flesh Rake, play the Broodscale. Now if I play the Flesh Rake and then the Broodscale, I'll have enough to equip, but then nothing else thereafter. Whereas I play the Broodscale. So 2 Broodscale can't be countered. Equip the Broodscale, tapping Halfling. Adapt. Always yes, always yield. Trigger 1, always yield. Trigger 2, trigger 3. Clearing Flesh Rake. Always yield. And we just loop this and win. Alright. Well, definitely wasn't expecting Calibrated Blast, but we got there. Calibrated Blast. Win for game 1. Another turn 3 win. We'll take it. Thank you, Delighted Halfling. Calibrated Blast. I guess we bring in TKS, right? That seems correct. Cut Emrakul, cut Allah's Dust, question mark? Not sure if they, like, what else they play. I've never really played much against this. And then cut, we'll say, a Flesh Rake. And run it back. Alright. Well, I mean, we're just missing... Yeah, this is actually perfect. I was gonna say we're missing the second half of the engine, but we have the Saga. Stomping Grounds tapped. Draw. Saga trigger. Pass. And pass. Ugin Lab, Scion, draw, trigger, another Broodscale. I mean, that encourages me to just play the Broodscale, right? Broodscale, pass, cost, Calibrated Blast. 12. What cards were revealed? Lands and Scion. You just have like Scion, Calibrated Blast, and Emrakul? Is that it? Huh. Fascinating. So it I'm pretty sure his entire deck is just Calibrated Blast, Scion, and Emrakul. Fascinating. Huh. Alright. Well, let's go to 3. Cut the gemstone. Yeah, I guess the Thought Knot's really the only thing here. Bring back the Flesh Rake, I suppose. So maybe you want the acceleration from Lab Fodder. I don't know. This one's weird. Alright, on the play for game 3. And all I'm missing here is the Broodscale. I'm going to keep. Draw. Saga. Pass. And pass. Scouting Tarn. Passing, draw. Trigger. Lab. Imprint. Well, friends, we're going to take a quick pause because guess what I hear? Tornado sirens. So, yeah, that's a thing that's happening. They just went off. Like, I could hear them, now I can't. It's hard to say. I'm not sure if I hear tornado sirens. Like, it's just faint enough. The thing is, I've been through a tornado before and it doesn't feel right yet. Put a pause on end step. Trigger, float, blade, saga, flesh rake, blade trigger, always yield, always yield, go to combat. The trees are moving now. Pass. Okay. Well, the sirens were going off. They are no longer are. I feel like I would have definitely been a bit more apparent. Weird. I've never been around a place with sirens before. The trees aren't moving too much yet, and I haven't heard like when you've been in a tornado before, you know what to look out for. It's been a while, don't get me wrong. But like when you hear the thunder, it sounds like a freight train. Right now my cats aren't freaking out either, which is always a good sign, to be completely honest. Ever worried about a natural disaster, watch your cats and your dogs. Yeah, Just checked on them actually. My cats are sound asleep. Did I survive a turn? I did. Holy hell. Trigger. Let's see here. Equip the deconstruct. Well, give me one moment. My partner is at a show right now. They're just calling to check in what the plan is. Their show ended early for obvious reasons. Again, I can't tell whether or not I hear sirens. If I am, they're pretty far off, and I know there's a siren nearby because it gets tested the first Wednesday of every month. And let's see, what's opponent doing? They're paying cost for blast. Yeah, the rain's coming down. Ooh, I don't like the look of that, actually. I don't like the look of that, actually. Yeah. That's feeling more uncomfortable now. I'm looking at the rain. It's going one way, then another really quickly. I don't like the look of that. Alright, do we die, opponent? Hopefully not in real life, too. Ooh. Yeah, the siren's about to go off. It's about to go off now, I think. It's looking pretty ugly out there. Sign of Draco. This should just be lethal damage, opponent. I'd appreciate if you were to concede. That way we can put a pin in this recording and return when the weather's a little less turbulent. And lethal damage. And we got there. Alright, on that note, we'll be taking a break, and I will see you guys, hopefully, for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play, rather on the draw, for game 1. Keep this. It's a bit interesting. Alright, so thankfully things settled down pretty quickly after we finished that last match. Things were a bit dicey there for a while. There was actually a tornado that touched down just southeast of where I live. From what I understand, there's at least one fatality, which is rather unfortunate, but other than that, just some significant property damage. Hopefully it's settled down going further east as the storm cell was still kicking around, so we'll have to wait and see what the overall fallout is. But yeah, things were looking a bit dicey there. I heard some rolling thunder. I was like, ooh, the freight train I was talking about. It's here. But my cats weren't freaking out. We created them just in case. I was a little bit concerned that I might need to move him into either an interior room or to the basement, or not really basement, but like subfloor. But looks like opponent has disconnected. Oh, they disconnected, rejoined. All right. But yeah, so that was rather interesting. Definitely a little bit surprising, to say the least. Well, he made it through all right, so not all too concerned. I'll probably be able to hear some thunder still in the background. But I did also confirm that I did hear sirens while recording. It was likely, far off in the southeast, around where that tornado touched down. But yeah, that's probably was like, is there a siren? Is there not a siren? I can't tell. It's hard to say. Okay, opponent kept 6. Echoing Depths looks like Titan. Yeez. I need the combo off, basically. We are missing... Okay. Only missing one half of the engine now. So if we can draw into... Broodscale, or a way to find it, we're in a good position. Especially because we have Ballista to trigger it for free. So basically I just need 3 mana to make it work. We'll pass. Another Amulet, yikes. Hedge Maze. 3 triggers on the stack. Basking? Basking would suck. Yeah, there's the Basking. I only have 2 cards in hand. We'll go Breeding Pool tapped. Alright, so we're missing both halves of the puzzle now. Okay, we drew into the blade. Flash Rake. Pass. And pass. This is mana neutral. Carmine Vestige. Again, 2 cards in hand. Is this Scape Shift? If it's Scape Shift, I think I'm dead. Aftermath Analyst is fine. I do want to ping that down if at all possible. Draw. Catacombs. So I can go Blade of the Blood Chief. Always yield. Trigger, always yield. Actually, should I have done for 1? No, it wouldn't have worked the way I wanted to, would it? Oh, if I had done it for 1, I could have equipped. Oh, I did have it. I messed up then. Yeah, if I'd done it for 1, we could have actually made that work. Ah, damn. Did not think about it until just now, because yeah, if I had done it for 1, it would have made a spawn, equip the blade, and then we'd have had 2 spawns. I guess we played the blade, 1, equip the blade, sack 3. Yeah. Maybe I should have equipped Ballista. 1 card in hand. There's the Aftermath Analyst. Yeah, we could have pinged the Aftermath Analyst down. Forest. Scape Shift. Shit. I mean, I don't think it would have mattered at that point. Yeah, I mean, they have it. We'll just concede. All right, we'll concede at this point. So, Amulet Titan, lost for game 1. Yeah, so even if I had taken out the Aftermath, they would still be able to win from that point. So you want Wasescape. Thief would be good. TKS would be decent. Again, we can cut Ugin Emrakul. I'm thinking we might cut 2 Allah's Dust. Cut Fleshrake Ballista. Cut Gemstone. We need to cut 4 if we were to keep the Thief. I'm thinking maybe we trim Thief and cut a Halfling then. Either that or Stirrings. Let's cut a Stirrings. And run it back like this. I think between the TKS and the Wasescape, that should be good. Because Wasescape can deal with both Saga, Amulet, and Spelunking. And TKS can interact. On the play for game 2. Yeah, I mean, this is very solid. So the question now is, we can go Forest, Blade, Lab, Broodscale, Equip. We would need a Ballista in order for the turn 2. Yeah? Yeah, we have a turn 2 if we can find Ballista. Yeah, so I think we go Forest, Blade, pass. So we're looking for Ballista off Devourer. 1, 2, 3 equip. Ballista trigger. Then K command search the entire deck for Glaring Fleshrake. And then win. Reveal Devourer will pass. There's Fleshrake. So in that case, we'll Fleshrake. Yeah, I think we just go... Well, hold on. If I go Blade... Yeah, I mean, I think we still go Blade. Guess the other option was to set up just Fleshrake first. Because I guess now they have an opportunity to Besage you, is the only problem. Yeah. So maybe we shouldn't have played Blade and just held for the K command. Yeah, maybe that would have been right. It leads to less potential for interaction. Because like I said, now I can go Broodscale equip, but we have no way to actually do anything with it, is the problem. And opponent's disconnected. So we'll be back once they've returned. And just like that, they have returned. I wonder if they just have like a bad internet connection or what. So yeah, maybe what was right was to hold the Blade, play the Fleshraker on 2, and then play Broodscale Blade equip. Because then we'd be able to do it on 3 without issue. And it would just give them fewer opportunities to interact. Yeah. Yeah. And pass. Forest. Passing. Draw. Flesh Rake. No reason to play the Ugin Lab then. E-Temp. Flesh Rake. Pass. And pass. Vesuva. Tapped. If they don't have interaction the way of a force, we win. I guess a nature's claim. Draw. E-Temp. Ugin Lab. Imprint. Always yield. Always yield. Go to equip. Do you have the force? Okay, you have the force. So no equip. In that case, we'll simply attack. Yeah, so I guess I wouldn't have mattered if I had played it a bit slower then. We'll pass. We'll just dig for another blade with the K command next turn. 2, oof. We can exile the oof and dig. We'll want to make sure we have 2 mana left over. I guess 3 mana. Draw. Devour. I actually could also cast Devour here. So again, we're going to generate 1. So we'll be able to play, equip, sack. Done. So we will bottom, bottom, top, draw, blade, equip. I guess we could actually have dug one deeper because the blade always yield. Always yes, always yield. Yeah, I guess we could have gone 1 deeper just because blade does replace itself since it's mana neutral. Yeah. So I guess we should have sacked 1 more spawn basically. We didn't need 3, we needed 2. Yeah. Alright. Something to keep in mind. Did forget the fact that blade with Glaring Flesh Rake is mana neutral. Alright. Again, can't really pull too much, so I'm thinking we either cut a halfling or cut a stirrings. I think we cut a halfling here. Just need to be a bit faster, or at the very least interact a bit more. So we're missing 1/2 of the engine. 4 hits on top. We'll keep it. We'll pass. Draw. Okay. In that case, we can go E-Temp. And I'm thinking we play the Blade. I didn't want to play the Saga because we get pretty blown out otherwise. Crumbling Vestige. Green. Passing. Draw. TKS. Flash Rake. Pass. Green. Dismember. Dismember resolves. Always yield. And pass. Alright, as long as they don't have force, we can TKS to take a peek at their hand and hopefully disrupt their game plan. Gruul Turf, bounce the Crumbling Vestige. Do you have the Beseiju? And if you do you target the Temple or the Blade? They're holding, so they definitely have the Beseiju. There's a Saga trigger. TKS. ETB. Another Dismember. TKS trigger, Blade trigger. I mean, there's the Titan, there's Spelunking, there's the Green Sun Zenith. We don't want the Spelunking on board, so we'll pull the Spelunking. Then we can pull the Titan next turn. And pass. Three. Explore. Paying cost. Did you find another Spelunking or is it GSE for 2? Okay, so GSE for 2 for Oof. That's fine. Vesuva. For Gruul Turf or Saga? Saga. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, admittedly. Trigger. Hugin. I mean, we could get rid of Oof. And then Scry Draw. Alternatively, we can TKS. And pull the Titan. I think that is probably the right move. Pull the Titan. And pass. And pass. Three. Why did you tap that immediately? I think they messed up. I think they meant to create a construct. Forest, explore. Can play the Gruul Turf, Crumbling Vestige. So 1 card in hand. Amulet Vigor, that's fine. Draw. Trigger. Float. Another Blade. Misty Rain. Fetch. For a... I'm going to say Breeding Pool Shock. K command. Scry Draw. Exile. Yeah, I think we just send it. Another blade doesn't do it. So bottom all. Another K command. We'll go to combat. And past, you make a construct. You make a construct, that's fine. You grab an amulet. Do you have the Titan? I don't imagine you do. I guess you could still play it, since you have a Gruul Turf in hand. 3/3, draw. There's the Glaring Flesh Rake. So we could play the Flesh Rake. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm just tempted to K command at this point. Go to combat, 2 in hand. Down to 4. Can we win this turn? If I Flesh Rake, Ballista, 1, 2, I think I can. Can I? So if I Flesh Rake, Ballista trigger, this will be 1, 2, down to 2, K command 1. Now I think I'm short 1 is the problem. Yeah, I think I'm short just barely. So I just need 2 more damage to top it off. Is that right? So I guess if we basically go Flesh Rake, wait a turn, and then Ballista. Either that or I feel like I have a line here, I'm just missing it. If I Flesh Rake, Ballista, 1, 2, K command would only be 1 is the problem, because it'd be X equals 0. Unless we draw into another Ballista, I think we just hold the K command. Then set up for the win next turn. 3 in hand, 2 unknown. At 4 life. To combat. End step. K command, X equals 2. And done. Devourer of Destiny. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Devourer bottom, temple top, and draw. And draw. Another Ugin. Alright, so I will Glaring Flesh Rake. Done. Always yield. Always yield. ETB. Trigger. Target 1. And Bone scoops it up. We got it. Alright, that was a close one. Feel like we were definitely in a spot, but TKS got us out of it. So, solid showing from TKS. Alright, well that's 4-0 going into 5. Let's see if we can get that trophy. We'll be back for match 5. Alright, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. We're missing both pieces of the engine. I mean, yeah, we can halfling into Ballista X2. As opposed to Devourer for a K command X2 wouldn't be bad. So that's that's 4 hits. Anything else that would be relevant? Playing Flesh Rake would be okay, but kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme. Yeah, it just doesn't feel great. I guess Stories is 4, so 8 hits off the top. Fine, we'll keep it. We have 8 hits off the top. Actually, I guess 12 hits off the top in the way of our engine pieces. There's the K command I was thinking about. So Forest, Halfling, pass, pass. Scouting Tarn, pass, draw, lab, imprint dust. Imprint dust or imprint devour? I'm gonna go devourer. I'm gonna hold. No attack. Fetch. Curious on what Surveil we're gonna see. Thundering Falls makes me think this is prowess. Surveil trigger resolves. Blood Crypt. Now I'm thinking we're looking at Grixis control. So the question then becomes, do I want a force check? I'm gonna say yes. I do want a force check. Okay, command X2. No force. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna bottom temple, top saga. We're now looking for Broodscale. We'll pass. And hold. Fetch Bloodstained Mire. For a mountain. Ren's Resolve. Oh. Ren's Resolve. Saga trigger. Walking Ballista X3. I'm looking to potentially ping down a Ral. Why Blood Crypt though? That's peculiar. Huh. Bloodstained Mire, fetch. Red, red. There's the Ral, so we're right to play around that. Impulse. You've played your land for turn. Do we want to ping it down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I don't need to, admittedly. This feels like bait, if nothing else. Yeah, they've already played their 3. Yeah, that's fine. Wins the flip. Flips the Ral. Okay. VV. Oh, interesting. VV. Huh. 2 damage to halfling. That's fine. Not ideal, but fine. Passing. Draw. Trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn we'll have 7. Saga trigger. Go to combat. We might have to take a pause at some point. It sounds like someone set off the fire alarm in their room. So if it sets off the building wide, that would majorly suck because I think it's still raining outside. But might have to pause at some point. Eevee's an 0-3, so it can always buff the ballista. Another Row. Okay. They have a ritual. There's the ritual. Yeah, so I think we will put a counter on ballista. Ping Rao. Ping Rao. Manamorphose. Ping Rao. And again, Ping Rao. Rao down. We'll pass in full. So they have the mana they need for VV. There's VV. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw. Ballista. So we could just ping down VV. So if I ballista for 2, I guess I could ballista for 3, but if I ballista for 2, equip, sack the spawn? Not sure that's beneficial. For 2, equip, sack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's probably just better for me to dust here, right? Trigger, always yield. Dust. And pass. So VV down. Steam Vents, Shock 15. Another VV. Ren's Resolve. You can generate 1 mana. Draw. Trigger. Float. Blade. Wooded Foothills, fetch. Forest. So we'll go Ballista so we can at least deal with the Row. And pass. And hold. Arid Mason. Fetch. Surveil land? No. Steam Vent, Shock. VV's power. So we can deal with the Ral. We just can't deal with the VV right now. I need an E-temp to deal with both. Do they have one card other than the Manamorphose? Past in Flames. Well, that does kinda suck. I mean, I can't really let Ral go off, so we'll ping Ral. Ping Ral. There's the ritual. So VV triggers, Ral, trigger resolves, wins the flip, you flip the Ral, ritual. And not much I can do there. Opponent's saying GG's. I'm not sure if that's GG's yet. Paying cost. Yep. Lose the flip. VV triggers. Paying cost for Manamorphose. VV. I mean, Ral can't ult. So we just kind of sit here and see if they can win off of VV. Because we have a blocker. I guess Ral can ping it down. Yeah, that's true. Interesting. Okay, so everything's discounted, so we still have a blocker. Yep. Reckless Impulse. Ritual. Interesting. Vivian Starmie I was not expecting. Medallion. Oh, it's any non-creature. Okay. So now they have 2 reducers. I'm just going to say yield until end of turn. Blue, red. Stock up. Interesting. And at this point, I think we just pass in full. I think we are dead. Yeah, we should be dead at this point, because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not dead yet. Right? No. I think I am dead. Oh yeah, with the impulse, we're definitely dead. Interesting. So this is Ruby Storm. Loss for game 1. I mean, we have sideboard tech for Storm, so I'm okay with that. We bring in Dismember. We bring in Trinisphere. And dead. Yeah, VV is interesting in Storm. It A, generates mana. B, it is a potential finisher. Fascinating. Was not expecting that. Alright, we'll bring in Dismember. We'll bring in Trinisphere. So we cut, I'm going to say... Ugin and Dust are both a little bit weird. I'm going to say maybe Ugin. Maybe Ugin and Dust. Either that or 2 Dust. Let's say 2 Dust. A Flesh Rake, a Ballista, the Gemstone. Do we want to bring in Wasescape? Wasescape can deal with Medallion at least. If we do, we'd have to cut some number of Stirrings and Halfling. I'm going to say maybe the Trinisphere and the Dismembers are enough, though. Let's run it like this. Interesting. Alright, let's see if Trinisphere is enough. Thankfully, we can play Trinisphere on 2 pretty consistently in this list, which is what we need on both the play and draw. On the play for game 2. Yeah? And we're looking for a land off top. Then after the transfer, we just need to find the other half of our engine. Windswept Teeth, fetch. For a forest, halfling, pass. And pass. If we see a 7-mana value spell, we can look for a lab. If we find a lab, we can look for a 7-mana value spell. We find neither, but we find a land, which then allows us to play Trinisphere. Pass. And pass. Draw. Emrakul. I want a land. I guess a halfling's a guaranteed mana source. And pass. And pass. Opponent misses their land drop. Opponent was not expecting the Trinisphere. Draw. I mean, we could K Command X2. I'm gonna Stirrings. There's Flesh Rake, but I think I'm gonna grab Temp. Play Temp. Could K Command X1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna hold. Steam Vent Shock. Brotherhood End. Fire Magic. Rude. Float 1. Resolve. Scry Draw. And ramp. And done. Emrakul to bottom, draw. 5 types in yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And draw. Second Trinisphere. No reason to cast that right now. I'd need 3 mana for Dismember, so playing the Blade doesn't seem right. We'll just pass. And hold. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Impulse resolves. Whiff. There's a land. And hold. Draw. Trigger. In that case, I will... No, I don't want to, because we can make a construct. Yeah, we'll just pass. I was thinking whether or not I wanted to play the Blade. I think we're just good to hold. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll have Emrakul next turn. Because we'll get another type in a yard. Saga. Bloodstained Mire, fetch. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Two, 3. Impulse. Finds Wish, Tarn. End Step. Saga. Draw. Float. Blade. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Trigger. And opponent scoops it up. Opponent scoops it up. Alright, Trinisphere's the MVP. Yeah, that's another reason why I do like the Halfling and Saga version, because Trinisphere is a lot more manageable. You don't want the Gemstone. Do we cut the Stirrings or the Halflings? The question. The Stirrings can find us the sphere. The Halfling can actually get us to play it. Look at a Halfling. I wonder if maybe TCAS is worth it. It is really hard because you don't want to overboard. Like, this member is good for Ral and VV. And then the Trinisphere just good in general. Like, we could trim on more payouts, basically, and just move to a mid-range game plan. Hand's good, with the fact, except for the fact that I don't have any lands. Imagine if you had lands, this hand would have been amazing. Mulligan? I mean, yeah, I think we keep this, right? Because turn 1, 2, 3, pitch the Halfling, done. Pass. Draw. Second Flesh Rig. Trigger Saga, pass. Alright, if we can get to turn 3, we might be able to get there. Well, that is a tall ask for this matchup. Depends on how aggressive they went on hate versus their own game plan, right? So if they don't have the turn 3, we might be able to get there. Ral? Medallion. Okay. Draw. Trigger. There's a Trinisphere. Unfortunate. Fetch. Forest. Pass. Alright, let's see it. Do you have a turn 3 win? Manamorphose. Ritual, 6. Paying cost for Ritual, 9. Ritual, 11. What in the world? Do you have any? There's Ral. Past in Flames. So you're trying to flip Ral, so I need you to get unlucky. Loses the flip. Loses the flip. Loses the flip. No shot. Loses the flip. Past in Flames. Floodmaw. Targeting Broodscale. Wins the flip. If we had just gone Halfling first... Ugh, damn. Stock up. They whiffed hard. I know they have the Grape Shot. Oh, shoot. Ritual. Do they have it? Oh, I guess they can Grape Shot into Past in Flames Grape Shot, yeah. Oh, man. I mean, we had to turn 3. Just did not see the Trinisphere. If we saw the turn sooner, we could have set up differently. I mean, I think we played correctly, because if they didn't have it, we did. Yeah. Opponents just at this point faffing about. They could just win at any point of the Grape Shot in Exile. Was there any benefit to us playing the Lighted Halfling on 1 is the question. That's kind of what I want to just analyze real quick. I don't think there was. I think based on the fact that we had the Saga, Forest, Broodscale for the potential turn 3, whereas if we either A, got to turn 3 and played a Trinisphere, it locks them out, or B, if we draw into a Ballista, we just win on the spot. Because we'll be able to... Actually, no. I guess turn 3, since we played the Broodscale, we just win on the spot if we hit turn 3. Yeah. Yeah, no, we were just one turn off. I think that was correct. I think we played that correctly. Because we would tap, we'd play a land, we would adapt. We would equip, adapt, and then Flesh Rake for the win. So yeah, I think this was correct. We had the turn 3, just came down to did they have it? They almost didn't, to be fair. They almost didn't. Do you want to just cast our Grape Shot at this point? Thank you. Put me out of my misery, please. Alright, well, it was a close one. If we had seen the Trinisphere sooner, I think we would have probably played a little bit differently with Trinisphere and Halfling, but we did not, so it is what it is. Regardless, still a pretty solid showing, I would say. 4-1 at the end of 5, almost the 5-0. So, pretty happy with the results. We lost... I guess we went to game 3 for the majority, except for Hammer Time. Calibrated Blast, we couldn't do anything about. Energy, I'm trying to remember. How did we lose the energy? I can't even remember how we lost the energy. I guess it was a Johnny. Was it just a Johnny beats? I think so. Then there was Amulet Titan doing Amulet Titan things in game 1. We did missequence there. We could have popped the Aftermath Analyst, but given the Scape Shift, it didn't matter. Ruby Storm doing Ruby Storm things in game 1. Game 2, Trinisphere carried us hard. And then game 3, like I said, we just went for it. We had the turn 3. If they didn't have the turn 3, we won. So it just came down to who had it. And they almost whiffed. They were very close to whiffing, which was very interesting. But with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It would be much appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me, and with my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. That way we can get closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, which at that point, I'll be able to start saving up towards a stream PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime, though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you get early access to my YouTube videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. With that being said, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!